Today, dive deep with us as we explore a hidden world where nations clash, not on land, not in the air, but beneath the waves. That's right, we're talking about the internet's secret backbone, the undersea cables that carry almost all of our online traffic. Imagine data streams zipping through fiber optic highways on the ocean floor, connecting continents and shaping the global landscape. But hold on, things are getting murky down there. This isn't just about sending cat videos across the Atlantic. We're uncovering a geopolitical battle brewing, with tech giants and superpowers vying for control of these vital connections. Will the US maintain its dominance, or will China rise as a new king of the undersea cables? So stay tuned with us to explore the fascinating and slightly creepy world of subsea internet infrastructure. A hidden world where every email, video call, and online purchase becomes a valuable commodity. This isn't some futuristic scenario. It's the reality beneath the waves, where undersea cables carry a staggering 99% of global internet traffic. These cables are like information superhighways, and controlling them translates to immense power. The data flowing through them is a digital goldmine. Daily financial transactions alone are estimated to be worth over $10 trillion. This data is vital for businesses, governments, and individuals alike. With access to this information, countries can gain a significant economic and strategic advantage. Here's where things get interesting. Traditionally, state-owned telecom companies held the reins, but the game has changed. Tech giants like Google, Meta, and Microsoft are now major players, investing heavily in new cable projects. This shift in power creates a fascinating dynamic. The United States, the long-standing leader in internet infrastructure, sees these cables as critical for maintaining its global influence, but China is making a bold move. They're aggressively building and financing undersea cables, particularly in strategic regions. This race for control is about much more than just data. It's a battle for dominance in the digital age. Who controls the information superhighway controls the flow of information, and ultimately, the flow of power. The undersea cable battle is a silent war with real-world consequences, shaping the future of our interconnected world. The battle for control of undersea cables is a story of two superpowers locked in a digital tug-of-war. The US, the traditional leader in internet infrastructure, sees these cables as the backbone of its global influence. They've dominated the field for decades, ensuring the free flow of information and maintaining their economic and military edge. However, China is rising as a formidable challenger. So, what about their strategy? Chinese companies are pouring resources into building and financing undersea cables, particularly in strategic regions like Asia, Africa, and Latin America. This expansion allows them to bypass the US-dominated networks and establish their own digital sphere of influence. The US views this Chinese expansion with suspicion. Undersea cables are vulnerable to tampering, and the US worries that China could intercept sensitive data or even disrupt communication networks. This lack of trust fuels the subsea showdown, making it a crucial front in the broader US-China rivalry. China, unsurprisingly, rejects these accusations. They see their investments as a way to improve global connectivity, particularly in underserved regions. This win-win narrative resonates with the developing countries looking for cheaper internet infrastructure options. The subsea showdown between the US and China is more than just a race for cables. It's a battle for the future of the internet itself. Will it remain a single interconnected network, or will it fragment into separate ecosystems controlled by different powers? The answer lies in the outcome of this silent war beneath the waves. The undersea cable battle isn't just about data and dominance. Security anxieties are a major driving force. These cables are incredibly vulnerable. The US, in particular, is deeply concerned about Chinese involvement. The fear is that China could use its access to undersea cables for spying. They might intercept sensitive government communications, steal corporate secrets, or even manipulate financial transactions. The potential for disruption is equally worrisome. China could theoretically disrupt internet traffic in certain regions, or even cripple entire networks, causing significant economic and political damage. This fear isn't unfounded. Undersea cables have been tampered with in the past, often for military purposes. Additionally, China's history of state-sponsored cyber attacks fuels US concerns. The question remains, can China be trusted with such critical infrastructure? China vehemently denies these accusations. They claim their investments are purely economic and designed to improve global connectivity. However, the lack of transparency surrounding their activities only intensifies U.S. suspicions. Faced with American resistance to its involvement in undersea cable projects, China has devised a clever counterpunch: the Digital Silk Road. This ambitious initiative is more than just a fancy name. It's a strategic infrastructure project aimed at expanding China's influence through internet technology. Here's how it works. China offers developing countries attractive investments in building and financing undersea cables. These investments are often significantly cheaper than those offered by Western companies, making them highly appealing. By helping these countries develop their internet infrastructure, China creates a win-win situation, at least on the surface. Developing nations get much-needed upgrades, and China gains a foothold in their digital ecosystems. The benefits for China are twofold: economic and political. Economically, Chinese companies involved in these projects secure lucrative contracts and expand their technological reach. Politically, China fosters closer ties with participating countries, potentially creating a network of allies reliant on Chinese technology. More importantly, the Digital Silk Road allows China to bypass US-dominated networks. By building its own set of cables, China can create a rival internet ecosystem, reducing its dependence on American infrastructure. This strategic move strengthens China's position in the digital world and weakens US control over the flow of information. However, the Digital Silk Road isn't without its critics. Some experts warn that these projects create a debt trap for developing nations, making them heavily reliant on China. Additionally, concerns linger about potential security risks associated with Chinese-built infrastructure. Despite these concerns, the Digital Silk Road is a significant development in the geopolitical battle for undersea cables. It's a clear sign that China is determined to be a major player in the digital age, and its success could reshape the landscape of the internet as we know it. The battle for undersea cables isn't just about technology and security, it's also a fierce price war. Here's the deal: Chinese companies are known for their aggressive pricing strategies. They often undercut Western rivals by a whopping 20 to 30%, making their offers highly enticing for developing nations. This price war adds a whole new layer of complexity to the geopolitical equation. For developing countries, the allure of cheaper infrastructure is undeniable. Building and maintaining undersea cables is an expensive undertaking. Chinese companies offer a lifeline, a way to bridge the digital divide without breaking the bank. This allows these nations to participate in the global information age, boosting their economies and connecting their citizens. However, the price war comes with a hidden cost: security concerns. Western nations, particularly the US, worry that these cheaper options might compromise the integrity of the undersea network. Lower prices could potentially translate to lower quality materials and construction standards, making the cables more vulnerable to damage or tampering. The undersea cable battle isn't a simple two-horse race. While the US and China are the main contenders, other players are vying for a piece of the pie. Europe and Japan remain major forces, leveraging their long-standing expertise in cable technology. Additionally, India is rapidly expanding its own network infrastructure, aiming for greater digital autonomy. This evolving landscape creates a multipolar environment where alliances and competition are constantly in flux. Developing nations, wooed by China's Digital Silk Road and attractive offers from other players, have more options than ever before. This newfound leverage allows them to negotiate better deals and potentially play one power against another. The multipolar landscape adds an extra layer of complexity to the geopolitical equation. While the US-China rivalry takes center stage, other actors with their own interests and agendas can disrupt established narratives and create unexpected partnerships. This dynamic competition ensures that the future of undersea cables, and by extension the internet itself, remains far from certain. This undersea battle may seem distant, but it impacts your daily life. The speed and stability of your internet connection, the security of your online data, all depends on the outcome. Imagine slower downloads, buffering videos, or even disrupted connections. These could be the consequences of an unstable undersea infrastructure. Additionally, security concerns surrounding these cables could impact the privacy of your online activities. Understanding this silent war beneath the waves helps you navigate the increasingly complex digital world we rely on. So, we hope you like our video. So like, share, and subscribe to our channel.